Boom chickadee chanka! What's going on, me old muckers? How you doing? Hope you're all having a good one. Thanks for joining me tonight. It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another cheeky little video for you. It's Friday night. Happy Friday to all of you out there in the internet land. Thank you for joining me tonight. I can see there's a bunch of you in here already. Ryan Berberspin9, great to see you. Liam S, JP, Illy United. Who else is there in here? The Cop. Mark Anthony, Mark Sin, Spangles Muldoon, Jarvis Cocker, everybody else, thanks for stopping by for the video tonight. Just want to get on here and talk about, obviously there's lots of reports going around that Real Madrid are upping their interest in Paul Pogba, and United are prepared to slash their prices a little bit and maybe sell him for 30 million less, somewhere in the region of 120 million. I mean, who really knows about all these bollocks stories that you're reading at the moment? It is a slow news week out there, to be fair. It's a slow news week, but I mean, the speculation about Paul Pogba going to Real Madrid has been going on and on. It's like a complete saga, kind of like the Bruno Fernandes situation, not quite as bad as that, but it's certainly been buzzing for a little bit, simply because Paul Pogba's just not really ever been that good for United, and he's on a huge amount of money, and he's worth a huge amount of money, and he is a top player, and he can slot into a top team, so everybody says, and just be a top quality world player again, and it's just United that's holding him back. Fair enough, maybe that is the case, that probably is true. If he slotted into Real Madrid, he'd probably absolutely boss it, which is the annoying thing, that he's never really consistently done it for us. Look, he is good. He is quality on his day. That day doesn't come often enough. Those are the facts right there in my humble opinion. I say facts and then opinion. That makes no sense. But those are my opinions anyway. I just don't think he's good enough often enough. You know, he's kind of like an old Ferrari or something. Like if you were to go out there and spend a shitload of money on an old Ferrari, 1970s Ferrari or something, you think it's a good idea. But actually, it just costs a shitload of money, and it breaks down all the freaking time, needs servicing all the time. You know, it's a bloody nightmare. It's just not a good daily driver. In terms of a daily driver, you know, a reliable car that does its business every single day, it's a bag of shite. What you've got is a bit of a flash auto that doesn't work half of the time. And that is not very good when you're United and you spent a huge amount of money on him. So yeah, Paul Pogba's a Ferrari. I take a Hyundai every day of the week. Every single freaking day of the week. A reliable car. Do you know what I mean? That's the sort of analogy I'd like to make there with Paul Pogba. I think he's a bit like a Ferrari, and what we need is some Hyundais, or even better, you know, like some Mitsubishis or BMWs or something. Either way, actually Beam has gone downhill. But let's get on to the topic of the video then. I want to talk about Paul Pogba going to the possibility of him going to Real Madrid or Juventus. He's not travelled with United for this, or he's not going to be travelling with United for United's warm weather training in Spain. We're headed off on Saturday, supposedly, from what I read. And also McTominay's not going. This is obviously out of injury, because they're just out injured at the moment. Pogba had ankle surgery, which to me just makes me think, do you know what? I think he is probably leaving in the summer, because they were nursing that injury for a while in a sort of really key season for United, for such a key player. I mean, maybe it just got to the stage where it was too much pain and the management of the pain, but they were managing the pain for a while. I think if they could have managed the pain a little bit longer, maybe till the end of the season, if he wasn't thinking about a move away from United, which his agent has hinted at, which Pogba's hinted at in the summer, saying while he was out in Japan that he might want to leave. And his agent said all sorts of stuff, like he should be playing for a better team, basically, and he's a tosspot, that guy. But you know, the fact is, Pogba's still a United player till the end of the season. He's going to be out for a while now with this ankle injury. He's not travelled with the squad. I just think the likeliness of him leaving is getting higher by the second, really, because if you look at what his input is into the side, it's not fantastic. A lot argue that if he was played in his correct position, that CAM role, he would actually boss it. And maybe that's true, and he has bossed it in the past. But we just signed Bruno Fernandes for 60 mil. He's going to be a huge player for us in that position. Pogba, could he play in the CDM role alongside McTominay? I mean, it does sound good on paper, but we all know the game is not played on paper. And when we've seen that, it's not been the best. I don't think Pogba's the best defensively. I don't think he likes to do the dirty defensive stuff. I think he likes to maraud and be in a more of an attacking position, which is great. And it's not a bad thing to have Pogba and Fernandes, and who knows, they could work amazing together. That would actually be quality together. But I just think it increases the likelihood that maybe Paul Pogba might be on his way out. Also, factor in, you know, the time that he's been at the club. What's it getting on for 4 years now? It's a long time. We've not got that much out of him. He's still worth a lot of money now. He has got a significant amount of time left on his contract. He's worth a lot of money. Somewhere in the region of 100 to 150 million pounds you get for Paul Pogba, which to me just seems absolutely nutty. Like, everybody's saying, oh, no way, it could be sub 100 mil for Paul Pogba. Crikey! If they came in for 90 mil, I'd say, nice one. Do you know what I mean? Because what we paid for him, he's not actually been that level of a player, in my opinion, for the last few seasons. Maybe he is that level of player, which is why you're paying that amount of money, and the brand and everything that you get behind it, the fact that he is followed by a shit ton of people, and he is just a massive sort of branding Goliath out there in the world of football. So yes, I can see why the extra money is on top, but look, I'm just saying United need to strengthen this summer. We have a ropey squad. The midfield isn't fantastic. We've got McTominay, Pogba out. Even at the moment, you know, Fred and Matic in there. It's not really that great. Bruno Fernandes is obviously going to be a massive addition for us. But the midfield's shite. Even with Pogba and McTominay there, it's probably still not up to the level it should be, in my opinion. Now, United could do with generating a bit of money to get a quality player. Selling Pogba in the summer's a way to do that. I mean, you should be spending the money anyway, but we've got the shiting Glazers as our owners. So they probably want to recoup a bit of cash before they do actually spend and invest in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer on the side, or whoever may be the manager come the summertime. So, yeah, I think it's kind of likely, because United would like to cash in now for a player who's not really lived up to it, who's never really met expectations, and, you know, is approaching the best years of his career. Maybe Real Madrid would be the team to go and take him off us. They've had a lot of interest in him over the last few months, of, you know, apparent interest. He's a player that, of course, would fit into that sort of a style and team. On paper, again, and like I say, he likes to think, people like to say, oh, if he plays with world-class players around him, then you will see the best from Paul Pogba. I think that probably is true, because United are just in a very difficult period at the moment. It's dreary, you know, or it has been dreary. Hopefully things will get better with some more signings, which we will hopefully get in the summer if we keep on the Glazers back and don't take that, you know, don't take that level of protest away. Keep protesting, keep getting on their backs. Hopefully they'll invest more in this squad in the summer. They are the owners. We can't stop them being the owners. But we can have our say and hopefully make them spend a bit more of that money that they're so eager to suck out of this great football club. But anyway, you know, so we need to generate money. Paul Pogba, lot of money, 100 to 150 million you get for him. Or, let me just talk about this possibility, which somebody in the chat mentioned the other day. Maybe it was in a United, maybe it was GTA Red Star, I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. If it's not you, I apologise. But whoever it was thought about this idea of the fact that Cristiano Ronaldo is over at Juventus. He's been there, he's been in Serie A, he's been doing well. He's still a top quality player, obviously. He has played for Manchester United in the past. And he loves United, of course, or, you know, so they say. So he says it's his club in England. Now, he's experienced Serie A. We don't know if he's 100% happy in Serie A. We don't know if Juventus are as likely to win a Champions League as, well, certainly not as likely to win a Champions League as Real Madrid were, or United could be. Actually, you know, that's bullshit because we're just not in the Champions League. But I think, you know, if he can, what I'm saying is, what the ideal scenario would be is if Juventus wanted Paul Pogba back, they'd get a player who's in his prime in terms of years. They're getting a player who they had experience with, who was quality for them in the past, who's proven in the Serie A. He could come back and play for them and replace Ronaldo in the sense of having that big star player. He's young, he's way younger. From a commercial point of view and from just a football point of view, if that offer came in from United, if Eddie Woodward phones up, you know, I don't know what his name is over at Juventus, their sporting director, whoever it be, let's just give him an Italian name, like, hi, you know, like Timo Scaglieri or something. Hi, Timo, can you please give us Cristiano Ronaldo, and in return we will give you Paul Pogba, just a straight swap. If I'm Juventus, I would take that all day long, because Pogba is young, Pogba is a player that can play for them for the next 5-6 years and be a massive star, and he has proven for them in the past. Ronaldo is aging, he's this massive asset. They've sort of got a lot out of having Cristiano Ronaldo at the club. Juventus' profile has been raised. They've got that out of it. Their profile is constantly going to be high because they've got one of the world's best players there, Ronaldo, with the biggest following in the world. So that's massive for Juventus. But they've had him, they've got him, everyone's experienced the benefits from it. Ronaldo's played in Serie A, he's scored goals, he's proven himself in Serie A to a degree. You know, it's like, if the offer came in, I'm just saying, if I'm Juventus, I would definitely consider selling or giving Cristiano Ronaldo to United in a swap for Paul Pogba. It would suit all parties. The amount of money, you know, who knows, it would just be a, you know, a nominal fee, if anything, for either side. And we would get a player in Cristiano Ronaldo who may want to come back to United and have a little bit of a swan song at the football club that sort of made him, if you like. Okay, Sporting before us, but the football club that really made him, and you know, he got his first Ballon d'Or out and he burst on the scene and Fergie tutored him and all that good stuff. Maybe he would want to come back at the United's moment of need right now, which we are in a serious moment of need, and help out for a couple of seasons. He's still a top quality player, still a top quality finisher. So I just wanted to mention that because I think that is worth thinking about. Like, in terms of an investment, you know, going out there and spending money in the transfer market, it's difficult, but we've got Paul Pogba. He's a massive asset that a lot of these clubs want, so that's a massive bargaining chip. And if you're trying to sign a player, like, why would you want to sell a player and get the money and then have to go through all the rigmarole of finding another player, which is very difficult for United right now, when you could actually maybe use them as an asset and trade off. So I think that that's something worth thinking about. That's the deal that I would like to see, as you know, as crazy as it is. I think it'd be a massive commercial deal for United. The fans would absolutely love it. I think most of us would probably forgive the Glazers for a little while, at least, not in terms of taking money out of the club, but at least what they're trying to do to help the football club on the pitch if they signed Ronaldo back. So look, it's all speculation, but that's all I'm saying is that's what I would like to see happen in an ideal world, is for Ronaldo to come back to United and Pogba to go to Juventus. But either way, if he goes to Real Madrid, the fact is I'm just not bothered about Paul Pogba leaving United. Like, he's never really done it for us. You know, I was much more saddened when we let, say, Chicharito go. Do you know what I mean? When Chicharito left, I was like, do you know what? We really shouldn't have got rid of Chicharito there. He was a good goal scorer. He's going to get you 10 goals a league, you know, in a league season off the bench. He's a good big name, commercially good over in Mexico and the Spanish-speaking territories and all that stuff. It made a lot of sense. We let him go on a song, and it just didn't make a lot of sense to me. And I was sad about it because I really liked Chicharito. I think he gave a lot to the squad. Look, Chicharito and Pogba, in terms of levels of player, they're obviously not the same. Pogba's a World Cup winner. He's a much bigger name player than Chicharito. But the point I'm making is, I think he was a more valuable member of the squad than Pogba has been over the last few years. Now, I know a lot of you really rate Pogba. I know Gungshi really rates Pogba and loves a bit of Pogba action, and that's absolutely fine. I think he's a great player. Some of the stuff you see him do is amazing. He's got all of the attributes you would want from a midfielder, and I honestly mean that, which makes it sound crazy that I'm saying he's just not up to the standard of United. But he can do it all, but that doesn't mean he does it all on a regular basis. And the fact is he doesn't. Some games he's brilliant and he signs teams open and he's really powerful and he's really dominant. And other games, he just lets his head go. It is not an even consistent thing for Paul Pogba. Like I say, he's an old expensive Ferrari, which, you know, is going to need servicing every 300 miles and breaks down a lot. Whereas what we need is a more reliable motor out there in the centre of the park. Everybody, hey, thank you for tuning in. I've just been rambling on for about 12 and a half minutes. I'm not going to stick around too long tonight. I just wanted to jump on here and talk about Pogba and some other stuff. So thank you for being in here and being in the chat and getting involved. Please do us a favour if you're tuned in live. Smash a cheeky little like on it. Give it the old thumbs up if you are tuned in. And thank you very much for stopping by here. I want to read a bunch of comments out and just see what you guys think about this. I know, look, right now we're going to need Paul Pogba. That's the thing. Like, he is a big player for us. He will come back before the end of the season. We don't actually know a true time and date when Paul Pogba will be back from fitness. Who knows? Maybe he could somehow be back for the Chelsea game, but I very much doubt it. I think he's going to be out for maybe another 3 or 4 weeks. Who knows? But that's just speculation. But he has had ankle surgery. He's not going to be, up to standard for a little while, even after he's sort of back to fitness. He needs to rehab. He needs to get back in there. So you'll see him maybe March time, I think, coming up to the end of the season. I think he could be a big player for us until the end of the season, and maybe having some sort of a swan song for United where he comes in and he puts in a really good shift for a few months and he plays really well for United. He tries his absolute guts out, and if he wants to leave, then fair play, and if the offer comes in and it's the right offer, then, I wouldn't be that sad to see him go. It's a shame that it wouldn't work out, and it didn't work out. But that happens in football. Sometimes it just doesn't work out to the level that you want it to. And that, I think, is certainly the case with Paul Pogba. Whatever you may say, he seems like a nice enough lad, nothing against him. I know he wants to be successful at United. Maybe he has been frustrated with some of the things that have happened over the years with the squad and the ownership and the leadership at the top and the manager. Jose Mourinho, there was a big rift with Paul Pogba there. Bit of a volatile environment for everybody involved there. But the fact is, he just hasn't, I don't think he's quite given enough for United over the years. And he's a big asset that United could look to cash in on. Thank you very much for getting in here. Neil Duffin, he comments, the soap opera will never stop until Pogba goes. End of season sell, reinvest. So yes, I agree with you now. I think it does make a lot of sense to try and sell him because he's worth a lot of money. You know, United don't have many players. I don't think United have any players that are worth over £100 million at the moment. You know, it's not like we are this star-studded team with shitloads of top-quality players in there that loads of people are wanting. Nobody's wanting freaking Jesse Lingard. Do you know what I mean? We can't give Jesse Lingard away because he's on 150k a week or whatever. It's a disgrace. We can't give him away. Luke Shaw. You think somebody's coming in for Luke Shaw to pay 100 million? Pfft. Anyway, we haven't got the players there that are worth that sort of money. He's probably the only one. So in terms of getting assets, in terms of, I mean, okay, maybe you could argue Rashford actually would definitely be worth 100 million, I think, in this modern climate with the ability he's got in the future. But, you know, realistically, I'm talking right now, 100 million. I think there's not many players that United have got right now that could get anywhere near that. Paul Pogba could generate a lot of cash. We could reinvest that. You know the 4 players that I suggested would be amazing for United in the summer, and I know a lot of you have got your opinions. And in the last video, if you've not seen that video, check it out. It was called Manchester United summer transfer wish list or something. It's one of my last videos. If you haven't seen it, just 4 players I was discussing that I thought would be great for United, that are sort of feasible, Sancho being the least feasible, but that would be amazing. He's going to cost in excess of 100 mil, if that's even possible, which is probably not, even if we did have Champions League football. But the other ones I think are more feasible. You know, maybe Timo Werner's not that feasible either, but that would be great up top there. But, you know, if you got Ronaldo in exchange for Pogba, you wouldn't need him. Which is great for saving up a little bit of cash there, you see what I'm saying? And I know Ronaldo's wages are insane, but so are Pogba's, and I think Ronaldo would justify it more. Look, if you had Ronaldo at the top of United's team this season, how many goals would he have scored? More than Martial. I'm telling you it would have been a shitload more. Now, I can't guarantee that. There's no way of finding out other than going back in time and somehow getting Ronaldo over to United again and watching him play the season. There's no way of actually knowing that, but I'm just telling you. I can feel it in my loins down there, my picky loins. Ronaldo would have scored a shit ton more goals than Martial. His strike rate is incredible. It doesn't lie. It's gone slightly lower and lower and lower every season over the last few seasons. He's getting on a little bit. He's adapted his game. He's not quite the marauding, all-encompassing, sort of insane forward player that he was, but he's certainly just like, he's really honed his skills into being that true number 9, that finisher, that fox in the box, incredible in the air. Some of the goals he scores, some of the aerial headers that he scores, you know, nobody else can do that. I just love the guy. Basically what I'm saying is, please Ronaldo, come back to United. That's what we need right now. We need a boost. Us fans need a boost. And Pogba going the other way, ideal scenario. Feasible? Probably not. More feasible than some of the other shite we've been talking about recently? Yeah. Right, okay. Alex the Rinconator, great to see you in here, my friend. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, is that Alex Rudd or Rincon? Anyway, he says join. Yeah, no, it's Rincon. He says join the Flying Pig United group chat on Telegram. There's the link. Thank you very much for that, the Rinconator. And Alex Rudd as well for setting it up. Top bloody lads. The Alexes doing a great freaking double team here. Do you know what I mean? If only we had the Alexes in the centre of the park. It's like Scholes and Keane all over again. Gaz Newton, how you doing, Gaz? He comments, Ronnie would show for the ball and demand it. Marcio doesn't have that authority yet. Plus, the thing is with Ronaldo, he's just a complete, an insane pedigree player. Like, he's proven, like, the skills that he has. There's nobody, they're pretty much unrivaled, you know, the physicality of him. The fact that he is so incredible in the air, that gives you a completely different dynamic. The fact that he can just destroy people, take people on, smash it in from 40 yards. He can do it all. The movement as well is something you can't teach. Ronaldo's movement is absolutely incredible. In fact, it's one of the very best that I've ever seen in terms of just him wanting the ball, him getting in the right bit of space, demanding the ball. Here I am, give me the ball. He moves. He freaking, you know, he is a predator. He's an absolute predator up there. And Marcio is not that yet. Maybe he could be. He needs to hone and garner his skills a lot more, because at the moment, you know, he's just way off the pace and too inconsistent up there. Whereas Ronaldo at the top of the team, I mean, it's ridiculous to even talk about it because it is very unlikely. But I think when you've got that bargaining chip of Paul Pogba and you've got that Juventus history and they're getting a star for a star, it's not like we're giving them Lingard and, you know, Ashley Clunge or whatever like Inter got. It's more like, the fact is, you know, they are getting a real top player that is actually, in a long-term way, a much better investment for them than Cristiano Ronaldo. Because Ronaldo might play a couple of seasons, he might have a couple of years left on his contract. I'm not sure what the length of Ronaldo's contract is at Juventus, actually. But you might have a few years left. Pogba, you could tie him down to a 5-6 year contract, the best years of his career. He'll be happy. He'll be playing in the Champions League. He'll be winning Serie A titles. He'll be going down in history as one of the greatest players to ever play for Juventus. He'll be having a little bit of an easier time because it proved, it showed over when he was over in Juventus. He did have a lot more joy. He did score a lot more goals. He did have a lot more time on the ball. And maybe it was the team around him. And Juventus have been a great team. But even so, I think the Serie A is just a bit of a better league for Paul Pogba. The Premier League's just a little bit too rugged and difficult and fast for the guy. Not to say that he can't do it, because we know that he can on his day, but it's just not quite up to the level. Hey, Matt, Ryan Burberspin 9, thank you so much for getting in here with your super chat there, my friend. Top man, shout out to you. Much appreciated for the support on the channel. Again, you haven't commented on there, but let me just see if I can find a comment from you. If not, get involved and comment and give me some sort of comment, my friend, because I'd love to give you more of a shout out there. But anyway, Michael Collins, what do you want about PDL founding fathers are required to have a Phil face as their avatar? Oh, okay. I saw this in the live chat the other day, actually. Phil Defence League or something. Crikey, good luck with that one, because I don't think Phil Jones provides you with that much defence, my friends. But I know JP's probably going to be the director of that new club. Aiden CE comments, boys, we're going to have fully fit team bar Rashford for Chelsea. Finally, some hope for consistency. Well, that remains to be seen. I mean, we've got this squad obviously training over in Marbella, Spain, leaving Saturday for some warm weather training. Hopefully no injuries are picked up or anything is made worse over there. And also, hopefully, McTominay and Pogba could possibly be back for full fitness for the Chelsea game. But listen, they've not travelled over there because they're still rehabbing, still recuperating, and they need to heal and get their fitness back up. They've not played for a while, man. Paul Pogba's not played since like Boxing Day. So he's not played for a long time for Manchester United. He's going to have to get his fitness back up. He's coming back from ankle surgery, so reasonably major surgery, that one. It's obviously taking a bit of time to come back into it. So I just don't think that it's going to be ready for the Chelsea game. But, I hope I'm wrong. I think it would be really interesting to see just what a midfield of McTominay, Pogba and Bruno Fernandes looks like and works like out there. Because we know sort of what we get from McTominay and Pogba. They did start to play a little bit better together the more as the season went on. Pogba's been a bit hit or miss. McTominay's had a few games here and there that are ropey, but generally has had a good season, I would say. And Bruno Fernandes is coming in to hopefully be that spark and that catalyst to cut teams open and score. But can Pogba be that defensive box-to-box player? I just don't think it's possible. I just don't think he's that great defensively anyway. Gandalf comments, Pogba for 180 million. I mean, that's the thing. If you could get somewhere near that amount of money for him, you've got to take it all day long, don't you? It's a crazy amount. I mean, I don't think it would be that much money because that would just be insane. But I certainly think 120 to 150 million pounds is probably in the right region for a player of Paul Pogba's stature within the game and, his reputation and his quality. He is a good player. That's the thing. Maybe we've mismanaged him over the years. Maybe the managers haven't got the best out of him. They've not utilised him. In fact, I know they haven't really, because all the managers we've had haven't played him in his correct position most of the time. Sometimes they have, but they haven't really utilised Paul Pogba as that CAM, that powerful CAM, that physical CAM, creative on the ball as well, can provide a lot of chances from you from just being in that area, from having shots from that sort of range as well, and being a sort of bit of a playmaker out there. The lad can pass anybody off the park pretty much. So yeah, I don't think he's been utilised right by United. To be fair to Paul Pogba, he's a World Cup when he's proven it in the past. Since coming to United, it's not happened for him. You can blame the player, you can blame the staff, you can blame the team, you can blame the owners. Everybody's got to shoulder a little bit of that blame. But yeah, I do think he has been mismanaged over the years, and probably, we've ruined him in a way, like we ruin a lot of players at this football club. Lukaku got ruined, Sanchez got ruined, Pogba got ruined. There's probably loads more others that have got ruined in recent years. Falcao, Di Maria, and they go on and they do all right elsewhere. Memphis Depay was scoring shitloads of goals over in Eredivisie, comes over to United, can't hit a freaking barn door, son. It was a calamity. So yeah, it's shite. Great name here. Diathio Playman. How you doing, Diathi? Comments, Pogba, the most overrated, overpaid mercenary at Man United today. Get him out, as he's found out in a quicker, tougher league where one doesn't get as much time on the ball. Nice one, Diathi. Thanks for your comment. Yeah, basically echoing what I said a little while ago about Pogba just not being quite up to the pace of the Premier League. He doesn't get as much time on the ball. He doesn't benefit from maybe having a slight physical edge over the opposition, because there's a lot more physical players in the Premier League than there is in Serie A. It's just a bit of a quicker league. Serie A is generally quite defensive and slow, and you do get a lot more time on the ball. They play out from the back a lot more. So I don't know. I mean, I think you need different attributes for different leagues. I think maybe Paul Pogba is a top player, but his attributes just suit a different league. The Premier League is a tough league. You often see players coming in from abroad with massive reputations. It just doesn't happen for them in the Premier League at all. It's a completely different football culture over here. I mean, I'm thinking of people like frickin' I don't know, like Ricky Van Wolfswinkel, I remember, was being touted as amazing once. Came in, was shite. Who else was there? Who's that Janssen, that Spurs signed, came in, was shite, and he was banging the goals in out there in the Dutch league or whatever. So we'll see what happens. I mean, it's different. I mean, they're not star players, but you even see the big names coming in and it not quite happening for them. Right, yeah, thank you very much for that, DAC. Thanks for getting in here. Everybody who's tuning in, there's 60 odd of you legends tuned in right now on what is this Friday evening. Random time for a video here. Sorry there wasn't an early day video today. Wasn't able to do one. But I'm on here now. Wanted to get something out. Like I said, I'm trying to do more content recently. There's not much going on in the world of United. Obviously, we are going off on our Spain warm weather training trip in Marbella. Pogba and McTominay are not going. Bruno Fernandes and Ighalo are going, which is great. I think this is a really great time for us, actually, because we have got this little break just to work with those players, to bed them into the side, for Ole Gunnar to just train, get them into the flow of training with the side and what we're trying to do in the tactics and everything. So it should absolutely help us out. You have to remember, in that Wolves game, Bruno looked good. He absolutely did. But that was just him flung in there with a side that he's never played with ever before and basically had like half a training session with. So let's see what the lad can do when the team's a bit more well drilled and he knows his role and everybody else knows his role, and it's just a little bit more chemistry in there, hopefully. It's not long, but hopefully that's what will happen, and same goes for Ighalo. We've talked about it recently. I'd love to see Ighalo starting in the game against Chelsea. Maybe Greenwood up there as well, I'd love to see. I don't think Martial's the right man, though. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will probably start Anthony Martial up top there. But at the moment, with Rashford out injured and over on that left-hand side and just in the wing areas in general, we're lacking a little bit recently. Dan James has been brilliant this season. He's had a few dodgy games, but it's not really his fault. I think he's just tired, needed a little bit of a break. This break will do in the world of good, to be fair, and hopefully he'll come back revitalised over on that right-hand side. But to replace the Rashford issue over on the left-hand side, Martial solves that issue, really, because Martial's done that for United over the years. He's played that role. He's played that role well. Again, inconsistent in that role too, but not as inconsistent as in front of goal, I don't think. So what I'd do if I was Ollie is put Martial out there on the left, and I would start Ighalo up top there, maybe Greenwood, and certainly have a substitution in there. Maybe it depends. You could play Greenwood obviously out, maybe on the right position where James would be. It depends what you want to do. You could play Greenwood in behind and Bruno a bit deeper, but I don't want to see that. But Solskjaer might do that. But what I would like to see, is Martial out on the left. So I'm not saying drop Martial. I'm just saying, look, maybe you're not the best goal scorer at the moment that can do it all up there, that can hold the ball up for us up there, that can really score the goals in front of goal, that can take the opportunities when they fall to you. He's proven that over the last few weeks that he can. He can score goals. He is an epic player. He does take people on. He's got all the skills. Just maybe lacking that little bit of desire, that movement in the final third there to really be a true key striker for us like the greats. That's my humble opinion. But out there on the wide position, man, he's got all the skills to beat people. I think Martial looks way more comfortable when he's running at players into space and when he can take players on. He's got a bit of space to run into. You're seeing him receive the ball with his back to goal a lot of the time, sometimes having to come deeper as well, because United have been ropey recently, to be fair, and provided service to him, so you have to say that as well. But he's having to come deeper. He's getting the ball back to goal. He doesn't look as comfortable with that. He needs to run onto things. He needs to be going down the left into space, taking men on, getting balls in, cutting back inside, having shots. That is what I think Anthony Martial does a lot better, along with Rashford. Same goes for Rashford. I think those two players are just better wide players. They're just better wing players, if you like, out there. Whereas, it's like you don't want to play Sterling as striker. You want him out wide because he's just, got the ability to take people on. He's got the dribbling skills. He's got all the abilities there. Rashford's the same. When you put him at number 9, recently, like when we did it this season when Martial was injured, he didn't score. He didn't look good there. Whereas out wide, man, he started to score the goals. He started to look amazing for us before we got that injury, which is such a blow for us, by the way. And I hope he's out I hope he's back very, very soon, but it's going to be a couple of months, I'm sure. So yeah, that's what I think. And of course, Bruno Fernandes would then complete that forward line with it being in the CAM role. So you'd have James or maybe Greenwood out on the right there. You'd have Bruno Fernandes playing that CM role, Martial out on the left, and then Ighalo up top there. It gives you something different. You know, Chelsea will find it difficult to prepare for that as well. Like, that's what I like about it. They don't know much about how United are going to play with Ighalo up there. They don't know how Ighalo, you know, is really going to, what his role's going to be in the team, whether he's going to be sort of playing on the last man, trying to get it behind, or he's going to be more of a big hold-up man, or they don't really know. So that kind of gives us a little bit of an X-factor, plus Bruno's in there. So I'm liking our chances against Chelsea. I just hope that Ole Gunnar does something along the lines of what I said there. I know, you know, I'm not a genius or anything, but I'm just saying that's what I would think would benefit United at the moment. You may have different opinions. I certainly wouldn't want to see Bruno Fernandes playing in a CDM position. That would just suck. Like, don't do that, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Like, I know he started the other game in a CAM role and he was put back deeper. Don't want to see it. He's wasted in there. It's only one game. The Cop94 says Klopp would get Pogba playing his best, in my opinion. Look, you know, you're probably right, the Cop. Fair play. You know, Liverpool doing a great job. Nice one. But look, yeah, fair play. Pogba, you know, maybe. If you look at the way Liverpool play, if you look at how they move the ball, the physicality of the players up there, he probably would fit in there quite well. But I don't know, you know. I don't know, you know. Klopp's an amazing manager. He's getting players like Jordan Henderson, who were pretty much freaking absolutely gashtastic before he came along, to be like one of the best players in the league this season. Like, Jordan Henderson's really quality. And I said it last year, like when Liverpool... No, I can't remember the result, but either way, I said Jordan Henderson is actually a better, more consistent player than Paul Pogba in the Premier League. On paper, he's not. Attribute-wise, he's not. Attribute-wise, Pogba beats him. But in reality, Jordan Henderson's a way more reliable player. Jordan Henderson is a Hyundai. Jordan Henderson's a Hyundai. What's fallen off my head? Ugh! I had a bit of freaking fluff on my hat. Look at that. That's disgusting, man. Anyway, yeah, Paul Pogba is a Ferrari. Jordan Henderson's the Hyundai, but he's reliable. Right, yeah. Fair play, you're probably right, though, because Klopp does get the best out of these players, you know. Say what you want about Klopp. He's a great manager. He's proven that. He proved it in the past in Germany, to be fair. You know, it's never easy challenging the likes of Bayern Munich over there. They've just got more resources than anyone. He did that. I mean, okay, he might have come off second best, but he challenged them for sure. And then he came over to Liverpool, and he's built this team up. It wasn't initial success. He's slowly built it. They've never spent huge amounts of money. He's made bargain signings. He's turned players into great players as well and developed players like Alexander-Arnold, signing Robertson 8 mil and developing. And, you know, you've got to say they've done an incredible job there. And Klopp is a massive, massive, massive reason for that. The main reason. Look at how many managers Liverpool have tried with over the years and been unsuccessful with. Shitloads, man. Liverpool have been the bottle job club of the last 30 years. Not anymore, though. Not anymore. Their time has come. Unfortunately, Klopp has got them playing great football and he's developed that team. You're probably right. You know, Klopp's a great manager. He's a very likeable manager. You can see the passion the players have. They want to play for Klopp. And most players, Pogba included, if they played for him, they probably would benefit. I'm just saying how I see it. You know, I'm not just going to lie and say, no, he probably would get the best out of Paul Pogba. I agree. Anyway, yeah. Devil of a Red comments, Cop, your club wouldn't pay his wages. You are run better. Yeah, living within your means there. Liverpool, they've not invested. They've not spent ridiculous amounts over the years. They've done it the right way. They've built up gradually, and now you're seeing the fruits of their slow labour. Do you know what I mean? They've done a really good job there. And I think you're probably right. They wouldn't commit to such a massive deal on a transfer like that because there's too much risk involved. They're playing it the right way. And United, on the other hand, you know, we just go out there, we flash money on players that should perform but aren't necessarily going to perform. Lukaku, it's not worked out. Sanchez, Pogba, the list goes on. So yeah, I think you're right. Liverpool have done it the right way. They probably wouldn't do that because at the end of the day, they're owners. Same sort of situation. You can talk about American owners here, but I mean, they're not suffering out there on the pitch. They've improved in all aspects since they've had their owners. Whereas United, we have suffered in all areas since we've had our owners, apart from maybe commercially. That way we've done well in terms of you know, the fact that we have petered out as a football team, but still remain strong commercially. Other than that, we've dropped off in every other department. Everybody, I hope you're having a good Friday night. I thought I'd stop by here for a bit of a chit-chat with you lads and lasses out there, trying to get daily content out for you legendary bacon and egg brigaders out there. do us a favour. If you are tuned in here on Friday night, smash us a cheeky little like on this video. Please get your thoughts in the comment section and have your say on anything we're discussing right now. I'm going to stick around for a few more minutes and read a bunch of your comments out. So now is the time to get involved in the live chat here. And thank you to everybody that is here. You're a bunch of bloody legends. Up the Bacon Brigade. Come on, lads and lasses. Anyway, it's shit that there's no football on, by the way. I'm freaking pulling my hair out here. I just want to tell you that. Like, literally, this is horrible. This is absolutely horrible, the fact that there's no football on right now. It's doing me, yeah, okay, there might be Championship League 1 guff on. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about United. I'm talking about games. This one is really hurting me. Usually it annoys me when there's a international break or whatever, but this is really just unwelcome right now. But anyway, you know, it is what it is. It's actually probably welcome for United in the sense that we've had new signings. It gives us a bit of opportunity to work on stuff, training, tactics, coaching, all that good stuff. Some of the coaching has come in for criticism this week. I don't know how it's leaked. Probably bullshit, saying that our training sessions are too boring and safe and British or something like that. Something along those terms. So I don't know really know. I think it's a load of bollocks. Mark Anthony comments, Pig, I don't like bacon. That's absolutely fine. Are you part of the vegetarian or the vegan brigade? You must be, because if you're a meat eater and you do not like bacon, there must be something physically wrong with you, my friend. No, just kidding. Thanks for getting here. LA Brit, how are you? Nice to see you. He says, your evening slot is much better for us in California. Hope you do more at this time. Fair play, yeah. I mean, we do have quite a little followership over in the USA, so it's something to think about. You know, I do think, oh, it's a bit late. It's coming up to 8 o'clock now in the UK. I wanted to jump on and do a vid, though, rather than not do one at all. So, yeah, nice one. I think I'll probably try and do as many videos around this time as I can, my friend, to you know, play to the old Yankee audience out there. Batman Night Fan says, I hate international games. It's a nightmare, to be fair. It does my head in. And you've always got to worry about injuries and stuff. I know that's not what's going on now. There's a winter break or whatever. But in terms of an international fixtures, it's always a nightmare worrying if you're going to get an injury for a player. Big D comments, how's it going, Big? It's going great. Big D, all the better for seeing you, my friend. Thanks for stopping by. ENT comments, like button smashed. Nice one, ENT. Thanks for smashing that like button. Please do the same as ENT, lads and lasses. Michael Collins says, how can a training session be British? Yeah, you see, I don't really know what that means. I mean, I guess it's just like the style. I don't know, maybe like there's just like fish and chips over on the sidelines, you know, maybe everyone's really got to wear bowler hats. Instead of cones, they're using freaking bowler hats on the ground. I mean, how could it be more British though? I know what you're saying, but I think it's something to do with like the style. Maybe they do more sort of smaller teams on the continent. They played some more of that sort of futsal stuff. I don't really know. I mean, who actually knows? I don't actually know. But there you go. Thank you very much for your comment. Red Devil United 77, thanks for stopping by here, says, this time is pretty good for me, taking lunch. Nice one. So actually there's a whole bunch of people worldwide that are tuning in. I do forget, you know, this is a sort of global channel these days, lads and lasses, you know. We've got viewers from the continent of Africa, Europe, of course, North America, Asia. What's the other one? Australasia? You know, we're doing it. We're doing bits out here globally. we've even got one Alaskan who tunes in, I believe. Anyway, so you know, it's pretty cool. There's loads of people tuning in around the world. So nice to know that you're all watching from wherever you are and whatever time it is. Batman Night Fan says, get Smaldini back, man. So he wants to see Chris Smalling back at the club. I mean, look, Chris Smalling is not as bad a defender as some of the other options we've got on the side, I don't think. I don't actually think Chris Smalling's that much worse than Lindelof. Maybe Lindelof's a bit better on the ball and a ball player, but in terms of actually defending, I think Smalling's probably just as good. And I do think Smalling's actually better than Phil Jones as well. So if I could choose which player to have out of Jones and Smalling at the club, it would actually be Smalling and not Phil Jones. I know that's going to hurt JP and some of you guys in the Field Defence League that you've made up or whatever, but either way, you know, that's just my personal humble opinion. Mark Sin comments, lots of Yanks tonight, absolutely. Thank you so much, though, to all the Americans getting in there. When we say Yanks, by the way, we mean it affectionately. We mean it affectionately. Just like when you guys call us limeys. Limeys, like limeys, really limeys, because we used to put lime in our water in like hundreds of years ago, and you're still calling us limeys? What the fuck? Anyway, oh, sorry for my language. I don't apologise, I just swear whenever I want, don't I? I never usually apologise. Why would I apologise for that? JP, Phil Jones emoji, careful with the spam, and apparently YouTube's banning people for spamming emojis like that, JP, but you like to live life on the edge. I can tell that, my friend. Just keep going. Comments rather poor. Bleach in my eyes than watch Smalling and Jones partnership again. Oh my days. I'll join the club on that one. Do you know what I mean? Passes the toilet duck, son. Let's get the old eyes pumped up, because I'm telling you, yeah, Jones and Smalling. Oh, some of the filthiest days of United for me. But yeah, you know, actually Smalling, to be fair to him, one season. He was like our player of the season one season, I remember. Was it under Van Gaal? I can't remember. Yeah, it was. He had a really great season for us. Not saying much because the rest of the team was shite. Batman says under Sir Alex Ferguson, Smaldini was legendary. I mean, he has had moments in the in the past, certainly. LA Brit says, if you could stop sleeping, please, and broadcast 24/7, that would be more convenient. Thank you. Well, listen, lads and lasses, what I'm trying to do, my long-term dream for this is not to become rich off YouTube or anything like that. It's to maybe one day, and I think that'll probably come if I got anywhere near 100,000 subscribers, is to one day do this sort of full time, you know? And if I could get there, then there would be like a morning show, like, you know, like on TalkSport, where you got your morning driving show, your 2-hour show. I just basically want to turn this into like almost like a channel. And have like more morning videos and different stuff throughout the day and all that sort of content. That would be the ideal dream. So that's my dream. Hopefully by the time I'm 45, we might be able to achieve that dream. We'll see. You've got a dream, you know. Everybody's got to have a dream. You know, if Terence Howard in Hustle and Flow taught us anything, everybody's got to have a dream, lads and lasses. Anyway, yeah, thank you very much to everybody that is tuning in here, by the way. You're a top bunch of lads and lasses out there, honestly. Thank you for it's Friday night and you guys are actually watching me, so I really appreciate that. I'm going to wrap it up soon, but I just wanted to thank you all for being here with me. Kaiser Soze says, you've got good commentary skills, pig. Thank you, Kaiser. Yeah, I mean, you know, people tell me I do. I've never really known that I did. I just started doing the watch-alongs and I just start saying what I'm seeing. And there you go. It's not that difficult, to be fair. But thank you very much. Mark Anthony says, nice, pig, full-time, you could do loads of different content. Well, that's the dream, you know. That's hopefully what we can do long-term. Loads of different content. Be able to get different guests on, collabs, and just cool stuff on the channel. I'd like to do a proper full-on sort of Flying Pig podcast one day as well. You know, we do the Pig and the Hen show, but, you know, Hen's a bit of a melter, to be fair. I'm talking about doing a proper Flying Pig podcast where I get a guest on or guests on each sort of week and do that sort of a podcast, you know, in the vein of a Joe Rogan or a True Geordie or something like that. Excuse me. Jarvis Cocker comments, I bought myself a Tesla Model 3, super happy and pleased, driving all-out electric. Should I marry Greta Thunberg now? I think you might want to wait until she's a little bit older, Jarvis. Questionable comment there. But anyway, no, fair play. I love those cars, man, those Teslas. That is, if I won some money or whatever and was able to buy a car, I would definitely buy a Tesla. I think they're great cars, aren't they? I do like them. I mean, they're not without their issues. They do have some issues, but I think it's just the future, isn't it? Thank you, G Wolf. I'm not feeling too bad, my friend. He said, if you could sign Kroos, would you? Tony Kroos is a great player, but I don't know, you know, it doesn't really fit in with what United are doing right now. Maybe, you know, he is a top player. That's the thing. I don't know. JP comments, pig, your chat on your screen work or not? What are we talking about here? The chat? Oh, crikey, I missed a super chat. Is that what you're on about? GTA Red Star, I apologise for not seeing your super chat here. He says, should have gone last summer. Lunacy to keep a traitor. So you're really not a fan of Paul Pogba, my friend. Paul Pogba has not been the best player for United. In terms of being a traitor, what do you mean by that, GTA Red Star? Is it when he discussed to the Japanese media, or the media when he was over in Japan, that he was looking at a new challenge and he's been drip feeding sort of some of this stuff out maybe with his agent and all this stuff? Is that what you're referring to? Or do you mean when he had left United originally and Sir Alex Ferguson and him parted ways? Are you saying he was a traitor? Either way, you know, I don't know if Paul Pogba's really been a traitor. I think he has come in and he's tried, but it's just not worked out. I can't blame Paul Pogba. Look at it from this point of view, GTA Red Star. So, if you were Paul Pogba, you wanted to play for United. That's why you come to United. You could have gone to most clubs in world football. You wanted to come back and play for United, the team that you played for before. You've gone on, you flourished after Sir Alex. He said you're not good enough or whatever. You've gone on to prove him wrong and show that you are good enough. They signed him back for 90 mil. He's wanted to come back and play for United. For that reason, he wanted to play for United. I can't fault him for that. Sure, the money's great at United, but look, I can't fault him for wanting to come back to United. I just don't think it's worked out fully for him. And if I was him and I'm in this situation now where United are a couple of seasons away at least from challenging for the Premier League, from challenging for the Champions League, from being back up to that top quality side. And I'm an ageing player. I'm a World Cup winner. You know, I'm a top player. I'm ageing. I could just go to Real Madrid and win La Liga every year, win a Copa del Rey here and there, win the Champions League. I could do that, get paid just as much money, be a bigger star if anything, and have a better team around me, if we're being honest. Or I could go to Juventus, a team that previously loved me, that I previously had success at, go there, be a success, win Serie A every year, play in the Champions League every year, be a big star, same sort of deal. You know, from an individual point of view, taking away the United aspect and being a fan and everything, you couldn't blame Paul Pogba for leaving United and going to Madrid or Juventus, which is why I think it's much more likely, because it suits all parties. We need money. He's not been the big enough, good enough player for us consistently enough, so there's no real warrant to keep him. And he would want to go play for somebody else to benefit his own personal career, which he probably would do if he went and played for one of those guys like Juventus or Real Madrid. Thank you so much to everybody that's stopping by. We just hit 45 minutes on the live stream. When I jumped on, I was going to do a 20-minute vid. We've rambled on again and again and again. But thank you so much for getting in here, everybody. Farn141, thank you so much. Jack Lee, Michael Collins, Inner United, LA Brit, JP, Ryan Berberspin, yeah, you're all a bunch of legends. Thanks for stopping by. Like I say, keep a lookout for upcoming content in the channel. I'm going to try and do as many vids as possible over the winter break. If there's any United news to talk about it, no matter how puerile, we will probably jump on and talk about it, just because I'm trying to do daily vids. You lads and lasses keep watching. You know, if you stop watching, if you go, then I'll stop making these videos. Do you know what I mean? But you keep watching. So I've got to make these videos. Now, I love it when you guys watch. So thanks for tuning in. Please do the pig a favour if you are tuned in right now. Smash a like on this video. That would be much appreciated. Also, if you could give it a share on social media, please do. Thanks to everybody for interacting with me in the live chat. Once again, Jack Lee, JP, Heiko, Firestorm Tiger, Nick Pendragon. I love that name, by the way, Nick. It is a great name. Is it a Welsh name? But either way, it's almost like, it's like Pendragon. Do you know what I mean? It's like you've got a dragon pen, which sounds a bit messed up when you say it like that, actually. But either way, it's a pretty freaking cool name, man. Yeah. Mark Sin, of course, the legend. He says 20 minutes too short. The Sinnerman, thank you very much for getting in here, Mark. And look forward to seeing you on the next Pick of the Hen. I'll be in touch and let you know. Hopefully we'll be able to link up again when, you know, when Henry and myself are free, and hopefully you'll be free as well. Certainly the Wednesday show, at least, anyway. Cheers to you too. Illy United, Devil of a Red, thank you so much for being in here. Big Gob Bob, thanks for stopping by. I love that name too. And Bob, you do certainly have a big gob, my son. You love to have your say. And I bloody like that. I like that. Batman Night Fan, thanks so much. 8563 Robbie. Everybody else, right, I'm going to wrap it up there and leave it, but you enjoy the rest of your Friday evening. Have a great weekend. Like I say, please do keep a lookout for upcoming content and stuff on the channel. Hit that bell to be notified when we post on this channel as well, so you don't miss a video. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, just click that little cheeky little subscribe button right there. And that way you will be kept up and informed of the happenings of United, all things football, all things pigs, even a little bit of Spurs, because we've got that Henry Hotspur character featuring on the channel weekly. Pig and the Hen shows Wednesdays, so you know there's some reasons to subscribe. Anyway, guys, I'll see you soon. Thank you so much for stopping by. Have a great evening. Enjoy your weekend. I'll see you very soon. Take it easy. Oh, yes. Thank you so much for stopping by. I can see Malps. Shout out to you, Malps. You've just got in here. We're finishing the video right now. It's the end. But thanks for getting in here anyway. Go back and watch it from the start of the vid, my friend. Everybody else, thank you so much for getting in here. Shout out to these legends of the channel here who support the channel on Patreon. There's a link in the description if you want to help the channel out to grow and do more videos and stuff like that. Then the option is there. Obviously, it's completely free. There's no reason to, but if you want to, then you can. So thanks very much to these guys, all these names that are running down your screen right now. Thank you so much for helping me out on this channel. Legends. Big God Bob, LA Brit, Aiden CE, JP, Devil Red, The Saint, Aiden CE, G Wolf United, Batman Night Fan, everybody else who's commenting at the end of the stream as well. Thanks for being with me right here to the end. The true soldiers out there. You guys are like bacon soldiers. Anyway, shout out to the Bacon Brigade. I'll see you later. Take it easy. Come on, United.